What's up, everyone? Mike here, Rusty Garage and Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. I go back to work tomorrow, so today we're going to get a bale of hay and go feed it to the cows. They still have about 3/4 of one bale left, so if I put one more out for them, that should get me through the next 4 days while I'm at work. We'll hit the intake heater on this thing because it is lower 30s right now. Okay, well, change of plans. Really didn't think it was that cold. It's only mid to lower 30s right now. If I'd had that thing plugged in, it probably would start just fine. But that battery's not that old. So anyways, got something else we're going to try. See if it'll work on this higher horsepower tractor. See if we can get it started. All right, well, opportunity arose, I guess. This jumper pack was sent to me, I believe, about 4 months ago, but I honestly haven't had anything really to be able to try it on until today, trying to start the tractor. But Avapow is the one who sent me this. I actually own several Avapow jumper packs that I keep in the Polaris Ranger and my other vehicles, even in my camera bag, because I do think they do a good job. This one is a lot larger than the other ones that I have that I've purchased myself. This is a 6,000 amp jumper pack, and it's advertised to be able to jumpstart a 12-liter diesel. And if you know anything about those, that's a pretty good sized diesel engine. That's pretty much a semi-truck. Honestly, have never used this. I took it out of the box just to charge it whenever I got it. Other than that, here it is. You got 6,000 amp, 12 volt. It's got 2 different USB outputs. It's got a USB Type-C. That's your input for your charging. It's got the spot here where you plug your jumper set in it. On-off button. It does have a carry handle. It's got a flashlight on it. Sit there and hold the power button down. That'll come on. It's got a strobe feature with it. It's also got an SOS feature. But this thing does, I think it said, I'll put it up on the screen here, but it's got 8 different protections built into it, like a high temp, low temp, reverse polarity, short circuit, and a couple others. But let me grab my camera bag real quick and we'll compare the one that I've got in it to this one just for a size comparison. Okay, so my camera bag with all my junk. Okay, I need to charge that. That's about halfway charged, but this is a 1500 amp jumper pack. I use this mainly to top off my phone or my camera batteries or anything like that. I just keep it in there for that purpose. But let's compare the 1500 amp to the 6,000 amp. So size, quite a bit different. Thickness, quite a bit larger. Okay, well, let me get this out and the cables. That should be all we need. And let's see if this thing will jump start a 100 horsepower tractor. So I have been meaning to make a video on this jumper pack since I've got it. Like I said, it was 3 or 4 months ago when I got it, but I wanted it to be more of a real world situation when I go to test it. So this will be about as real as it gets. So hopefully should work theoretically. If it's advertised to do a 12-liter diesel, it should do this just fine. Okay. Go ahead and slide that out of the way. Do any of y'all keep some sort of inverter style jumper pack in your vehicles? We started to several years ago and they have pulled us out of a bind more than once. Okay, we got power on that thing. Let's go ahead and hook up the positive and the negative. Okay, that thing is on. That light turned green. So it says it's ready. These cables could be 3 or 4 inches longer. Most batteries aren't a big, large battery like this, but this would help for them to be just a little bit longer. Okay, let's see if we can get this thing started. Didn't struggle one bit. Well, didn't have any issue starting this thing. well, it did just fine. I don't think it gets any more real world testing than that. Okay, well, we're gonna let the tractor warm up for a few minutes. Sure you guys can hear it. It's behind me through the window under the lean-to. We're happy with that. That did exactly what it was supposed to do. That is a large jumper pack. Turn it back on. We're still showing full bars on it. So, I mean, you guys heard I tried starting that TL100 twice. It just cranked real slow, like almost kind of like a normal wintertime diesel. So this will be handy to have around. I'll try to make sure I have the tractor plugged in probably from now until spring, because it is starting to get cold. The last few nights we've been down in the 20s, so probably a good time just to go ahead and start plugging that thing in, because when it's plugged in, it seems like it wants to start just fine. All right, well, this video wasn't about the jumper pack, but I did need to do a video on it, so we're going to include that in this. But this video is about putting hay out to the cows, so let's go ahead and do that. So if you guys are interested in a larger jumper pack like this from Avapow, I'll go ahead and put a link to it down in the description. You can pick these things up on Amazon. That's where I've picked up mine in the past, but I really didn't know that they built that large a jumper pack, so that's going to be pretty handy to have around. Okay, so right now we're getting roughly a bale of hay every almost 4 days. 3 to 4 days, pretty much 4 days. Now they do have all the liquid feed that they want. They've got access to it 24 hours a day, which that is nice, not having to put feed out all the time like we used to. Have that liquid feed for them. All we got to worry about is putting hay out once, twice a week, something like that. So they've got roughly half a bale left. I'm putting another one out. There may be a little more in one of those other hay rings, but for right now, we'll just put some in there. I'm trying to get around here to get some of this older hay. All this hay right through here is new, and we've got some of these 4x6 bales right back over here. This little row, all of that stuff's last year's hay, so trying to get that stuff fed out first. Really didn't plan for that. Should have moved some of this hay around when we brought all the hay in this year, because it's kind of in a odd spot to get, but we'll get it. It'll be fine. Just not the most room back here on this side. Actually, I'm gonna try to get more in line with it if I can. There's a building right over here that we're up against. Okay. Okay, that's about as good as we're gonna get. Got it stabbed all crooked, but that'll get us up out of the way. I'll set it back down, reposition. Some crazy weeds we've got to get taken care of. Okay, let's set it down here, reposition. These 4x6 bales, pretty heavy. These ones are old. Like I said, these are last year's. But they don't really lose a whole lot of weight sitting out here. I think the red, white, and blue wrap, I really like it. I like the way it looks. I like seeing the red, white, and blue hay bales out through the pasture. But that net wrap, I'm not the biggest fan of. It doesn't seem like it lasts as long as some of the other wraps. And it really, we've had issues with a few of the tubes wanting to fit up onto the baler itself, almost where you got to take like a reamer on a drill and ream out the cardboard tube that's on the inside of those net wraps. So that's really more of a pain. But big pain is if you don't feed all your hay You better use it first anyways, the next year, just because it seems like it breaks down a lot quicker than others. So about halfway through the season, we switched to a Vermeer net wrap, and so far that stuff seems to be working great. Okay, let's get the gate. So like I was saying, this net wrap doesn't seem like it lasts real long. Look right there. Half this bale the net wraps came off of. That is a huge pain and a huge waste. You spend this much time and money putting up hay for your cattle or anything like that, you want it to last. And this net wrap, pretty sure we're done with using any of this. That's way too much of a pain. This hay was last year. That's no joke. We baled this last year and the net already decayed. I can go up there and show you where I picked the bale up. There's some net laying there on the ground for the last 2 bales we got out of this, but hopefully this thing stays together. We've already lost a little bit. I do have the forks fairly low in it just because I was suspecting this was probably going to happen. So hopefully the bale stays together. We've got a little over a 1/4 mile to take this bale to put it out in the feeder. Girls hungry? Don't let the gate hit you. Okay, you can pretty much just leave the gate open. They're going to stand there. They're going to start following me as soon as I start coming through the gate with the tractor. Well, I guess one good thing about the net decaying off is you don't have to cut as much when you're ready to pull the net. That's a joke. I'd rather have the whole net to cut. That is a pain. You waste hay anyways when you set it on the ground, just because moisture and everything breaks down while it touches the ground. But if your net can't hold it together and you pick it up and you lose even more laying there on the ground, I mean, that's a loss. There's not really much anything you can do about it. Oh, damn. Okay. Gotta stop the net wrap. Some of the loose net wrap. Got a hold of some blackberry bushes and ripped a bunch more off. I mainly just don't want this stuff to wrap up around the wheels and tires. Yeah, grabbed a hold of that bush right there. It's up in here. This is a major pain. Okay, that's not gonna stay. Hold on, I'm gonna have to just ball this up. Huge pain. Okay, let's try this again. All the cows are waiting on me. See, they're all standing back there. You'd think they'd go ahead and just head on up to the hay feeder because they know that's where we're going. They didn't. They stopped so they could watch. You all out there that's feeding cattle, how much hay are you going through right now? I'm sure you're feeding. It's, yesterday was Thanksgiving at the time of this recording, so it's Black Friday right now. So I would imagine most people, unless you're way, way south, down in Texas somewhere, something like that, that you're not already feeding hay. But even if you're in South Texas, if you ain't got enough rain or anything to have pastures growing, then obviously you're going to be feeding hay anyways. Okay, well, looks like we've made it with most of it. You can see, but there literally is not much net wrap holding that bale. So we've got 2 different hay rings. One right here, that one's empty. Got one over there. Got this big V feeder I made several years ago, and it's got about half left. I'm gonna go ahead, it's starting to look like a mushroom. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of push the top of that over once I get this bale put out. I'm not gonna move the hay ring this time. I'll leave it where it's at. We do try to move about every, I don't know, at least every 2 bales or so. We move the hay ring to a different spot so we're not feeding in the same spot all the time. So I'm gonna set you guys up here, bring this bale up here, finish cutting that net off, and go ahead and put it in this hay ring. because the girls over there, they're already acting like they're starving. Okay, we'll just cut what little net we got left. We're liable to lose a bunch of hay here. You been in the pond? Not a fan. This net wrap looks good, but it sure don't last. You guys can see part of that bale. I mean, it hasn't fully let go, but by the time I pick it up and move it, we're probably going to lose some more out of it. That's okay. Yep, there we dropped some. Okay, that'll work. Well, they're gonna be happy. Happier. They always act like they're starving, even though they had hay sitting out here. I'm gonna go ahead and push this bale over. This bale that's in here don't look the best. All I'm gonna do is stick my forks up in here and just kind of roll it back over here to this side. And this is the thing I like about this tractor. It's got a pretty good height to reach to it compared to a lot of machines. Okay, easy as that. So let's just walk up here on the hill where we got the north pasture hot wired off. Just gonna take a peek. Got all sorts of geese down there. They're probably gonna take off flying here in just a second. And some ducks. I was wanting to come over here just to kind of see the wheat, how it's doing. It is greening up back there on the other side where the geese are. It's greening up back over there. That jumper pack, I mean, yes, they sent me that one, but you seen, I've already got the same brand of jumper packs, just smaller, that I purchased myself, and I use them because I like them. So when they reached out to me, it was a pretty easy decision to just say, yeah, go ahead and send it, because I already knew their product and I knew it was quality. So again, if you're interested in one, I'll go ahead and put links to Amazon link, affiliate link for me. If you purchase it through that link, it doesn't cost you any more. I get a few pennies off of every sale that's in there. So it's just a way to help me and the channel out. But everyone, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already. We'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.